Update you on tomorrow's First Alert Weather Day for the harsh cold and let you know when the next warm up is coming.
Plus, we talk about warming stations that'll be open throughout the weekend as temperatures continue to plummet.
And who says you can't have fun in the midst of winter weather? We bring you an interesting story about snow sculpting and how it brought people together.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into Weather Extra. I think we should have brought our gloves and our jackets over here to the set, right?
Oh, well,
Lauren
good news,
is
I
prepared.
did. Yeah. I did. I whipped it off as soon as that camera
right?
turned on. Yep. Yeah, but trying to keep it professional, I guess. But yeah, you at home, you don't have to keep it professional. Stay
Bundle
warm.
up. Grab all the covers and the blankets.
Yeah, bundle up. It's going to be another, I mean, you see these temperatures, it just brings a shiver, right? I mean, we're looking at temperatures right now falling into the freezing range. Tomorrow morning, wind chills down into the -5 degree range. I'll show you the next big thing, more of this frigid air here moving in our direction. And you can see throughout tomorrow, it's still going to be flowing in here tomorrow morning. So the wind chill will be a factor there early in the day. Winds out of the north at about 5 to 10. Look at some of those temperatures, though, to the north there. You can see single digits and showing 23 degrees there, parts of Tennessee, 16 around Nashville. But that frigid air is starting to drop in once again. That's why we have a hard freeze warning. It looks like lows for us will range from near 10 degrees to the north to mid-teens in areas to the south, and will stay below freezing throughout the day. And with the wind chill being a factor, with this kind of cold, we're going to see wind chills at dangerous levels tomorrow morning. So that risk for frostbite, hypothermia, that ramps up with wind chills as low as -5 degrees there early in the day. The wind chill advisory includes the northern half of the area, but pretty much if you're anywhere from Anniston to Pell City to Leeds, Birmingham, northern Tuscaloosa County around Samantha and areas north there, that's where we're most concerned about those harsh wind chills. But the temperatures right now, we're close, a degree off in Birmingham. We're almost to freezing, but once we drop below freezing in all of our areas, a good chance that we're going to stay there through at least Sunday morning. And here's a current wind chills. That value even lower, showing 18. This is what it feels like out there right now. So yeah, grab that heavy jacket if you're heading out on this Friday evening. Saturday morning, wind chills will be, I mentioned, -5 in areas to the north to near 6 degrees here in Perry County. Centerville showing 5. Feeling like 4 degrees with that wind chill factored in there in Tuscaloosa. Birmingham 2 degrees and a wind chill as low as 1 degree there for Anniston tomorrow morning. But for the rest of the day, you can see we went with the average highs around 29 degrees. So on this First Alert Weather Day tomorrow, even with sunshine, for most of us, we're going to stay below freezing there going into the afternoon. But we do have big changes coming next week, including a chance for lots of rainfall. We'll talk about it coming up in First Alert Weather.
Well, as we prepare for dangerous wind chills tomorrow, meteorologist Matt Daniel joins us now to talk about why wind chill is such an important factor and just how cold it's going to feel.
As you know, a First Alert Weather Day declared for tomorrow, dangerously cold temperatures, and we have a wind chill advisory for parts of North Alabama. And so let's talk about wind chill and understanding it. Well, it's all about the wind and those temperatures. So when you have a calm wind, your body's able to radiate heat, and you can maintain your body temperature. So, and if you have layers on, that heat generated by our bodies keeps us warm. But the wind, if the winds continue to pick up in intensity, 10, 15, 20 miles an hour, it's going to feel significantly cooler because the body heat that you have escapes thanks to that wind just carrying it away. So when that wind pushes a layer of heat away from your body, it just makes it feel even colder. And that can create hypothermia and frostbite if you're exposed to that. So wind makes a big difference, and that's what we're worried about for tonight and tomorrow morning. We'll have a little bit of wind, can make it feel like it's in the single digits. Of course, we've already went through the first wave of Arctic air. We're going through another one. So we always say protect your pipes from extreme cold. If you haven't already, it's too late probably, but just make sure you consider insulation, and once again, let the cold water drip from your faucets, and you're going to need to do so now this evening and continue to do so through Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon, we'll see some major improvements. And of course, you want to stay warm, just be safe. We have those space heater safety tips. Just place that heater on the floor, usually on a flat surface and then on a non-flammable surface as well. Keep it at least least 3 feet away from anything that could be flammable, and never plug those things in extension cords. Do it in an actual outlet in your wall, because sometimes that can cause a little bit of a surge, and sometimes you can get some fires happening from that. And of course, when you're not using it, turn it off. Not only is that create more of a safe place to be in, but also you'll save some electricity as well. So make sure you do so before you leave a room or before you fall asleep. But this wave of Arctic air is going to stay with us for a few days, and then we're looking at some warming temperatures as we go into the middle and end of next week. Stay safe, stay warm.
Thanks, Matt. The city of Birmingham is still helping people who need a warm place to stay. The city's warming shelter that was open at the BJCC is now open instead at the Jimmy Hale Mission as of last night. They have multiple ways to get you there if you need a ride. They're also providing food and snacks. The shelter is open tonight and for 24 hours Saturday and will reopen on Sunday night. With these extended days and hours, leaders need your help making sure guests have all the supplies to make people feel at home.
So the immediate need probably will be for snacks, things that are soft that people can chew easily, so like bananas, soft cereal bars, and that kind of thing. And there's always a need for water. Those donations could be dropped off at Jimmy Hill Mission. We could take new or gently used clean blankets as well as any new or gently used coats, but we do ask folks to not bring clothes at this time because we just don't have the space or capacity to store them right now.
And you can learn more about the hours for the shelter and how to help out on the WBRC News app.
And with a hard freeze expected tonight, this continues to impact road conditions and drivers in our area. State troopers tell us that there are still icy roads in parts of Coleman and Blount counties and that some county roads are still covered in ice. They also say that the major highways have ice patches. Aaliyah is still asking you to slow down and be careful this weekend. We're also on your side with tips on how you can heat your home up without breaking the bank. Our Jillian Brooks spoke with the experts, and we have that information right here.
When it comes to heating your home, officials say there is a magic number.
In the wintertime, we recommend 68 to 70 degrees.
And if you want to save a few dollars on your next bill, lower the temperature if you're planning on leaving the house.
Because that's another way to save money. And also, when you're sleeping at night, we recommend taking down the thermostat as well, because the combination of those things saves a lot of money over several days.
But do not completely turn off your heat.
If you turn your unit off completely when you leave your home, what that does is when you get back, your unit is going to have to work harder to get your house up to a comfortable temperature.
Use sunlight during the day to your advantage.
We recommend opening blinds and curtains because that helps in two ways. One, you have natural lighting versus turning on light bulbs, using light bulbs. And two, it helps supplement the heat that your furnace is providing.
Invest in good insulation for your windows.
So if you go to your window and you're feeling a breeze coming in, one of the things we recommend is putting up insulated curtains, because that helps to keep the wind coming in out, and the energy that's inside going outside the windows.
If you're looking to utilize a space heater, give zone heating a try.
Closing off the doors to a particular room that you're going to be in most of the time, and use your space heater that way. And so it's only heating that area of your home, and it's using less power.
Both Alabama Power and Spire offer billing assistance programs. We have a link with more information on the WBRC News app. And in 30 seconds, we show you that even though the colds can be a little bit uncomfortable, people still can make the best of it. We'll be right back. Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle. And yes, we've been talking about the cold, but I do want to remind you that Saturday is a First Alert weather day for the dangerous cold and these temperatures that are just going to be far below freezing. Take a look at those temperatures Saturday morning. This is around 7 a.m. down low teens in many areas like 11 in Marion, 13 in Walker County. But let's take a look here at just how cold it will feel. So although you're seeing temperatures that are in the low teens, once you incorporate those winds, we can see wind chills down in the negatives in some areas by early Saturday morning. This is Saturday, 6 a.m., around -2 degrees for a wind chill in Coleman County. So please bundle up, stay warm, and stay safe. But did you know that it was this month back in 1940 that the Great Freeze and snow happened? Check out these images from the Carl Elliott Collection and WJLX. After a cold front moved through the state on January 23rd and 24th in the 1940s, it left some spots with more than a foot of snow and others with an inch. It even caused the Black Warrior River to freeze over. This event also brought some low temperatures ranging from -16 degrees in Coleman to -2 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
And across the country, a winter wonderland has been created in New Jersey in the most unique way. Check this out. Mist from the Great Falls waterfall, along with sub-freezing temperatures, created this wonderland of ice. You can see the ice-covered trees, lights, ground, and benches. This comes as an Arctic blast is pushing across much of the United States and is expected to last through the weekend. I would not be sitting on that bench, I'll tell you that right now. And New Jersey isn't the only state enjoying nature's wonders. People from all over travel to Minnesota as a part of the World Snow Sculpting Championship, where they have the opportunity to create snowy masterpieces. Kristen Mitchell has more.
We're making two chubby horses.
It may not look like much yet, but Team Mexican Snow is working hard.
We train all year long just to be in shape to do this kind of work.
Carving their vision to life.
Inside is Mexico right now, but outside this is Minnesota.
So you're sweating?
Yes.
They came all the way from Mexico to compete in the World Snow Sculpting Championship in Stillwater.
There is not possible to practice in Mexico because we don't have snow in the city we live in. So every year is like a practice for us.
The 12 teams have 64 hours to carve their masterpieces before a winner is named. This sparsely snowy winter created challenges, but they were solved thanks to snowmaking crews from Afton Alps.
This is like the only place you can find snow in Minnesota.
The cold delivered too.
He's been sitting here just like a little gem, so.
Besides the feet, he's good.
Last year we had to plow the park. There was so much snow. This year we didn't have that problem.
The Chamber of Commerce says last year's event drew 50,000 people to Stillwater.
It's wonderful for the businesses to have such an event in first quarter when it's generally a little quieter. You know, Christmas is done, the holidays are done.
A chance to share cultures and a love for snow.
I like Stillwater because people are so kind and the nature is beautiful, the river and the beach and the buildings.
It's impressive that everybody's from all over the world.
It really is putting Minnesota on the map, and we're really happy that we are able to do this.
Maybe we need to bring snow sculpting to the Olympics. Well, still ahead on First Alert Weather Extra, we tell you just how cold it will be in the morning, so you have an excuse, obviously, not to get out of bed. And I take you beyond the 7-day for a peek at some warmer and wetter weather. We'll be right back.
Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Temperature-wise, we're seeing that freezing line moving south, and once it drops below freezing where you are, temperatures are going to stay below freezing right on through Sunday morning. So that's why we have declared a First Alert Weather Day, because it's a hard freeze across the area. Anniston, we're at 35. Birmingham, we're close. 36 now in Tuscaloosa, but that temperature is dropping by the minute across our area. Next 24 hours, by the time you check in with us tonight, 9, 10 o'clock, you can see the temperatures will be in the teens to the far north, areas to the south in the mid-20s, and out the door tomorrow morning we could be as low as 10 degrees to the north, wind chills as low as -5 degrees, and then to the south we'll have temperatures in the mid-teens. You can see around 17 at Tuscaloosa, Centerville, Marion around 18 here in East Alabama, Rockford, and places there around Sylacauga, Childersburg, north of Pell City. You can see in the teens as well, showing 12 degrees there around Aniana here in Blount County. And then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, still below freezing for most areas, with the exception, the model data showing with that sunshine, areas to the far south, we could see those readings right there for maybe an hour or two go just above freezing, but for most of us, we stay in the deep freeze throughout the day and through tomorrow night. How cold Sunday morning? Well, another very frigid start to the day. It won't be as windy, and so those calmer conditions, we may see a few single digits on the map there to the north early Sunday morning, but after that, a big temperature rebound. Looks like in the afternoon we could see highs close to 40 degrees, but it's going to be a steady warm up in the next week as we see a southwest flow aloft make a return to the state, and that's going to transport in a lot of clouds, a lot of moisture, and you can see by Tuesday, starting out in the morning, we'll start to see some rain coming back here across West Alabama, so giving you that first alert, and that rain's going to spread in across the area. This will be mostly a very light rain to start off, but as we go into Wednesday, we'll see another surge of showers, and milder air continues to make its way back in here, and I think by Wednesday night, Thursday, there's a chance we could be tracking some scattered thunderstorms. But notice even through the 27th here, through Saturday, we have a very rainy pattern, and that's why the next big thing for us is a possibility of a heavy rain setup across the state. You can see some projections here showing 3 to 5 inches of rain, maybe even more, across parts of our area throughout the event next week. And looking at those rain chances, breaking those down, you can see we have showers again Tuesday, and then rain and storms. Could we see any severe weather? Well, there might be some embedded thunderstorms, maybe a strong storm risk down into South Mississippi by Wednesday and Thursday. But for us right now, it just really looks like a lot of rain and just some unsettled weather at times. You'll certainly want to check in as we fine-tune that forecast. As we get closer, get the high-resolution data, we'll have more specifics on timing. But Tuesday, though, it does look like by the afternoon we'll see the rain moving in, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and right on into that following weekend, we've got lots of wet weather. But how about just beyond the 7-day forecast? We'll go to meteorologist Lauren Linehan. And Lauren, I'm already seeing Groundhog Day. I said it earlier. I said, listen, we better have some clouds on that day because I'm ready for some warm weather.
Yeah, Wes, well, I did update it and put a little cloud icon in there. I don't think it's going to be completely sunny. So
we call that wish casting.
We do. We like our wish casting around here. So yeah, our little buddy, he's already in sight here as we get a little closer to February. But Wes was mentioning, you know, next week that wet pattern is going to be very dominant. And as we look beyond the 7-day, yeah, first alert, it could actually continue into next weekend. So it just feels like we can't win this January. But let's break down the forecast beyond the 7-day. So we got this one thing going for us as we look at the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook, January 25th through 29th. Above average temperatures potentially in the forecast. So it looks like it's going to be fairly mild. These are the morning lows. You'll notice next week we could see morning lows, believe it or not, in the 60s. And that's a testament to it being a wet pattern. Cloudy, you've got plenty of rain around. If you don't have a clear sky at night, temperatures just aren't able to cool down. So very mild, and then eventually looks still like temperatures could be above average that weekend and into early next week as far as the lows, but it looks a little bit more seasonable. So we're not talking excruciating heat by any means, but definitely going to be milder. So 60s next week, and then looking a little bit more seasonable as we head into that last week of January and head into the first few days of February. So let's look look at that precipitation outlook. El Nino has really been giving us a rough January so far, and it still looks like we're going to be seeing above average precipitation over the next 6 to 10 days. So what could that translate to in terms of the futurecast? Let's see. Let's check it out here. So here we are, January 27th. This is next Saturday, showing that southwest flow in the atmosphere. You see that southwest flow in the atmosphere. This is in the mid-levels. That indicates you've got almost the entire column of air in the atmosphere with lots of moisture in it. So this could be indicating we could be seeing some heavy rainfall at times, and then possibly some rain sticking around that Sunday. This particular model says, hey, we'll scoot it on out of here by Sunday, but I would just plan for next weekend, going ahead and giving you that first alert. There could be some wet weather around. And then it looks like we potentially dry out the last few days of January, and we eventually see the pattern beginning to become a little bit calmer again and more seasonable as well as we head into February. And there we are, Groundhog's Day. Wes will be happy. We've got some clouds in the forecast. But a heartfelt story we want to share with you this evening out of North Alabama, where a new dad is detailing how he braved hazardous road conditions to get home for the birth of his son. He says there were a couple of times he really feared for his life, but he knew he just had to be there. Kendrick Tubbs was on a work assignment in Kentucky when he received the news that his first son would be coming a little earlier than expected. The trip usually takes 4 hours, but it took Tubbs 6 hours this time around, and for good reason. He made a few stops to help stranded drivers along the way. But the new soon-to-be dad made it just in time for the birth of his healthy baby boy, Colton.
I had to be here. It was my firstborn son. Couldn't miss that for the world. That was the top priority right there, was getting here.
Oh, well, the entire family is doing well and say they are so thankful everything worked out. They also say they cannot wait to tell their bundle of joy, Colton, his unique birth story. We'll be right back with a final look at First Alert Weather Extra.
And check out this lovely photo. This was from Justin Como. It sends a lot of weather photos into us. This is the view from Clay looking towards Mount Cheaha today. But how beautiful, kind of tricky. You know, you look out there and you say, wow, it looks like a nice day. And then you step outside and it's like, wow, it's cold.
Yeah, don't let the sunshine fool you.
Yeah, and it has been fooling you. I saw my cat before I left for work today. She was laying in the sun, just enjoying it. I'm like, you better be glad you live indoors.
Exactly.
Because it would not be feeling so good outside right now.
Yeah, and certainly we want to make sure all of our little four-legged friends
Yes.
are warm and cozy tonight, and check on friends, family, make sure everyone has a warm shelter, some dangerous cold for this weekend. You can see on the 7-day forecast, just hang on, because next week, talk about a turnaround. How about close to 70 degrees next Wednesday?
That's crazy.
A bit of whiplash, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to get out the spring clothes again.
That too. And just take your vitamin C.
Yeah, we can never put away the summer clothes and winter clothes in Alabama. Hey, we'll be back at 9. We'll talk a lot more about those falling temperatures. Check in with us for updates first at 9.